I have a question, Stuart.
Yeah.
Would you please talk about the process of preparing oneself for dying?
Uh, can you repeat that again?
Sure. Would you please talk about the process, preparing for the process of dying?
Well, it's inevitable, and frankly, we have to accept that. And most people don't accept it. Most people are so afraid of the unknown, of dying. They've created so many barriers inside themselves. It's
Hmm.
a false sense of security to think that it's going to protect them from this happening. And yet, one day we all have to leave. The best way to approach it is with an open heart, with love, with gratitude for every breath we take, with this feeling inside us of, really deep surrender and openness for the sacredness of life and what we can learn while we're here in order to help us develop the soul so that it can attain a state of enlightenment. I mean, when you get down to it, life and death are basically the same thing. I mean, one truly demands that the other learn to grow and learn to surrender and learn to have a deeper life and more appreciation for what life is all about instead of walking around completely frightened inside and terrified of this thing called death. So I believe one has to just approach it with an open heart and understand that, what you accomplish in life is exactly what will happen to you in death. If you build a system that's spiritually lightened in this lifetime, understand, I mean, call it paradise, I don't know what you call it, but you truly merge with the higher force of energy in the universe, with all creative energy in the universe. It's like I always repeat about Bach, the most wonderful thing. Everybody's crying and lamenting and sad that he's done. Why are you so sorry, unhappy? I'm just going to where the music comes from. Can there be a more beautiful place in the universe than where the music comes from? So one has to open their heart and just say, be grateful. Another thing is, it's like taking a vacation from all this stuff. It's, it's like going to some kind of paradisical island that you're free of all the tension and anxiety and fear and insecurity that goes on in a lifetime. So to me, the best approach, Pat, is an open heart. Gratitude that we are given this time called life to build an inner life that really gets us closer to God, higher energy, spiritual enlightenment, whatever you want to call it. And whether or not we use the time for this purpose, I mean, that's a whole other story. And also, the universe says, okay, you didn't do it, we'll try again. It's a forgiving father. You didn't do it this time. You want to go through another round of suffering? We'll try it again. And again and again. So you've hit your head against the wall enough times, you finally say, okay, what do I have to do to finally be free of this? What you have to do is open your heart. God is love. And look, I don't know what else to say, Pat. That's probably a pretty good answer.
It's a great answer.
Does
Terrific.
Anyone else have a question they would like to?
Drew and I have a question.
Yes, Bob.
It's actually very, very parallel. When a friend is getting ready to die or leave, um, I want to send them unconditional, bountiful love on to assist them on their way. And at the same time, I need detachment. And so I'm wrestling with that.
So what this friend of yours is telling you, Bob, that you have to grow inside yourself. You have to get free. I mean, look, birth is sacred, death is sacred. Both of them are sacred. And you have to get free of that part of you that resists, not only your friend dying, but, the fact that one day you got to do the same thing. And that's what this friend is teaching you. And I think you should say thank you to them because they are showing you the work that you have to do on yourself. Look, I'll tell you frankly, I have been through this now. It's been 5 months now already that I've been going through this with people with cancer and dying. And I mean, and my only way of getting through it is to be grateful to them that they're showing me the amount of work I have to do on me. And I've told you the stories, I mean, I've been around people who were suffering and suffering and suffering. And I finally said to them, I really said to them, look, why don't you let go? Why don't you just let go? You're going to come back to this world as a beautiful baby, gorgeous, drop dead kid that everybody's going to be in love with. You're going to bring with you everything you learned in this lifetime. Let go. Why continue suffering when the suffering is just creating more suffering? I didn't mean commit suicide. I mean, all he had to do was let go. And he did let go. The next day he left. When I said this to him, he had a big smile on his face. And he shook his head and said, thank you. I mean, I had the same thing with Eleanor Olson. I mean, I worked with her for 4 months, 3 months to prepare her for her leaving the world, opening up the realms of Bardo and all of that stuff. That's the kind of work we did. Before that, I worked with her to bring her back to life, and all the cancer went into remission. And then she said, I can't do it anymore. She said, Stuart, I'm too old. I don't have the strength to do this anymore. I'll never forget it. And she told me she wanted to leave the world. So we started doing work. I mean, she came into my gallery and I would do meditation and I would do this work. And it was preparing her to enter existence between lifetimes. And I'll never forget sitting in her bedroom. As long as I lived, it was the most extraordinary experience. I was probably the only person they allowed to sit in her bedroom.
Mm.
I was doing a deep meditation with her. And she was curled up in bed in a fetal position, and hadn't moved from that position in 2, 3 days. She uncurled herself, sat up in the bed, looked me directly in the eye, and said, thank you. She curled herself back to that fetal position. That's the last thing she ever said. So, the situation is the same with your friend, Bob. I mean, it depends on how close you are to them and how dear they are to you. But our work with other people is to help them get through whatever suffering and problems they have to get through, and love them unconditionally. And to understand that being born is sacred and leaving the world is sacred. These two things are not in conflict with each other. And I can tell you in the last 4 or 5 months, man, I have been through the ringer with people very sick and people dying. And And the only way I know I could get through it is exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. I mean, I should have announced it before class, but Shakur is, he's in a hospice right now. And I think it would be a very good thing if everyone really sent their prayers, sent their love, you know, supported him in a very difficult situation. And I told him, I said to him, I talked to him yesterday, I said, whenever you feel the strength to do a meditation, to do a healing process with me, just call me and I will make time to do it.
Hmm.
So, people that are close to us, when they're leaving the world, they really show us exactly where we're at, exactly what the work we have to do to prepare ourselves to one day leave them, that we embrace passing with an open heart, with love. And the only way you can do that is you have to learn to love while living in life. I mean it. You can't be resentful of life. You can't be angry at life. You got to open and be grateful for the time we are given here to build our soul force so that it can attain a state of enlightenment. Every breath is sacred. Every manifestation of God, which is just everything, is
Yeah.
sacred. We're here to learn this and to treat life with humility, with gratitude, with love, with compassion, because most people don't live that way. And most people suffer very intensely because they don't live that way.
Hmm.
So you'll never embrace death unless you can embrace life. And I mean this, unless you're unconditionally grateful for the life you have been given and not angry because things go wrong and this one does this and the other one does that. That's just the bullshit of life, and it never stops because 98% of the people that live in this world are terribly unconscious. That doesn't mean that we can't be conscious. I hope what I'm talking about is clear. And Ellie, please send me a transcript of this because this should go in my book. This talk, I really need it. It's a good talk for my book. And I didn't think about it that way. I said, oh shit, maybe I should put this in my book. It'd be good for people to read about this. Does anyone else have a question?
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome, Bob. Okay, if there are no more questions, God bless you all. Thank you. And there'll be meditation on Tuesday, actually. As I announced earlier, for the last couple of weeks, there'll be no more meditation on Sunday night. I'm taking Sunday night off. I need a break. So, but there will be meditation on Tuesday here, and then Monday night. There will be meditation on Monday night. So thank you, and God bless you, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone.
Thank you.
Sure.
Mother's Day, you're our mother
Thank you,
too.
Stuart.